right, and then up next, we got a middleweight bout. We got Deron Winn taking on Antonio Arroyo. And so looking at this fight, the first thing that obviously stood out to me is the huge height and reach advantage that Arroyo has. Winn comes in at a much smaller dude at 5'6", against the towering 6'3" of Arroyo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're itching to touch on something here. So I'll let you dive right in right now before I finish.
No, go ahead. I got a beautiful punchline for you. Like, I got a little mini story about this one too for you. That's gonna be great.
All right, so Winn has a 6-2 record, but it is a 1-2 record in the UFC. He won his debut back in 2019, but since has suffered 2 losses. Darren Stewart and Gerald Mearshart. Is that his name, Mearshart?
Mm-hmm. You remember him, right? He's the guy that got destroyed by Kianzad in that last fight.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so those are basically his 2 losses. Arroyo comes in. He won the Contender Series in 2019. He lost his UFC debut in this year, to Andre Muniz. And he's had 3 canceled bouts in 2020. So I'm sure this guy's just itching to get back into the ring. Give us a little more on this one.
Yeah, so, I mean, here's the thing about this fight. So, first thing I want to touch on, this is not on you. They are middleweights, but this is actually catchweight fight at 195.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's funny. So, like, to be honest, Deron Winn actually started at light heavyweight, worked his way down. And it's so funny, man. But can you...
At 5'6"? At 5'6"?
Yo, can you guess the training camp that he trains at? Think about this. If I showed you clips, like there's going to be clips I'm going to pull up of Deron Winn, but it's going to be hilarious. But if there was a spoof of Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, starring Daniel Cormier, do you know who's playing Mini-Me? Do you know who's playing Mini-Me? Because I do. I definitely know.
And in turn, I know now.
And so... yeah, bro, he's fighting at an AKA. He's definitely one of Daniel Cormier's boys.
What a great comparison.
Right?
What
dude,
a great comparison.
It's funny because, like, what made me die inside is it's like, as much as I wanted to make the comparison, just generally, the fact that they both trained at AKA together is hilarious. He's get this, he's a decorated wrestler, right? Decorated wrestler. Took on, his last bout was actually a wrestling bout against a very, very highly decorated wrestler before he kind of jumping back to MMA right now with the UFC. But, like, he's having struggles as an MMA fighter. He is that small at some of these weight classes, and to be honest, the one way he's kind of getting in there is similar to Cormier, where he's kind of got the wrestling to keep him up and keep him standing and maybe grapple with the best of them, but he's got to throw. He's got to beat certain people's reaches. Like, unfortunately, at 5'11" and fighting a bunch of 6'3", 6'4" guys, like, you got to get in there. And so, in a mini-me version, here we have Deron Winn trying to do that. Now, there's a couple things I hate for him in this fight. I absolutely hate for him. Arroyo is an absolute beast. His kicks are solid. And if you remember, he was supposed to fight Eric Anders, and we were touching on that part of his game in that breakdown, but unfortunately that fight fell apart because I think Eric Anders actually fell ill. But now Arroyo's getting to come back in here. I mean, it's funny, right? Because he's actually got really good size for a middleweight, and so he doesn't even have to cut down to the 185.
Yeah.
This guy, it's just so funny. Imagine being like under 6 foot by that much and being very relieved that you don't have to cut the extra 10 pounds to make 185 at middleweight. Like, you have way bigger fish to fry, homie. But, I mean, at the same time, I think he's...
maybe he shouldn't be frying too many fish right now.
Yeah, right? Like, I think plant-based is way to go. But for now, like... it's like, he's got a small sample size, right? So the one thing I wanted to touch on is he started 6-0. He got wins at Legacy, got wins at Bellator, he's got wins at the UFC. And what's really funny is, I don't know if you remember, but Oscar De La Hoya threw a really whack-ass Golden Boy Promotions MMA card that featured a Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz Part 3. I mean, I don't even know if I want to count that, but he won there as well. So that's the thing, right? As much as we want to talk about it, I wanted to follow it up with, like, the good things, right? Like, we're talking extremely decorated wrestler, still a 6-2 fighter, but 6 straight wins before those 2 UFC losses, and making it to UFC and losing twice is not such a big deal. So going into Arroyo, utilizing those kicks, keeping the distance, like, it's just my heart goes out to Deron Winn. Like, I couldn't have picked a worse matchup for him. Taller fighter, heavy kicks. Deron Winn has looked injured from body strikes on multiple occasions. The worst part about it is he fights small too, right? Like he likes to get in like a Tyson. He's going to lunge forward for his big power strikes, and I think Arroyo's going to be able to deal with that. I just cannot see Winn having the striking ability to knock out a guy like Arroyo, and that's why he was actually built to fight a guy like it boggles my mind that a guy that was supposed to fight Eric Anders is going to fight Deron Winn. Like, this is like looking like father and son, and I'm watching them fight. Like, you know, it's crazy, but you know, this probably sets up the lines pretty well. But you know, just to kind of even dabble a little bit more on the plus side, if you look at Tapology's rankings for middleweights, Deron Winn is the 53rd ranked middleweight worldwide, and Antonio Arroyo is only ranked 96. So keep that in mind.
Wow. That is pretty nuts, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if Arroyo can use, you know, kind of stay at a distance, not fall into, you know, the fence, and having that heavy body on him. In terms of a line, who do you see as the favorite here?
It's, you know, Pies, it's just so difficult for me to give Winn a line of a favorite. Like, if he's the favorite, it would boggle my mind. There's nothing in tape that tells me that, especially from a skill standpoint, that this is a fight that on paper he can win. He needs a specific game plan of how to take out a fighter like Arroyo. That's what needs to happen for him to get that win. And to me, that is like a plus 150 to a plus 200 dog minimum. So with that said, I have to go Arroyo minus 200.
Wow, I'll give you the bell for that one because it's right in the 50-point range. Let's knock out that bell right now. Arroyo comes in actually at what might actually be a very enticing line. It's minus 160.
Wow.
I think that's like, you know, enough in a range to just lock in right now.
Lock it in, Pies. Lock it in. I lock it in. First lock in ever on a Tuesday. Lock it in. Arroyo minus 160. The striking is going to be fierce. And the worst thing about it is that we've seen our boy Winn fight recently. Whereas with Arroyo, the time to like get better and better. Like the fact that we were supposed to see him fight and he's still been back at camp. Like, are you kidding me? Lock that in. Lock that in.
Perfect. I'm glad you feel the same way because that was my initial lean, and let's get it. I'm down.
Lock that in. Beautiful, Pies. Beautiful. Oof.
Overall, it's going to be a great card. Tune in UFC this Saturday, December 19th. For us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter. Our picks go up all of there, along with all of our other content. You know, clips of our videos from YouTube. Other great MMA content is on the Kaizen MMA. Make sure you check it all out. Give us a follow. Give us a subscribe. Give us a comment. Engage in conversation. Whatever you may want to do to kind of further this. Anything else, Siraj?
No, man. Everything. You just hit nail on the head. Like, let's finish the year strong. This is the last fight card for us. You know, we're going to be going real hard at this one. Just have some fun with it. We're really excited for the next couple weeks to be able to develop, you know, our niche, our, market. It's going to be really fun for us. And so we're really excited for 2021. And, if we don't really, since we don't have a card, as the vet, the bet, and the casual, happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you for the next card. But, maybe we get you some new content in that time. We shall see.
Yeah, perfect. You said it best, man. Happy holidays to everybody. Thank you for all your support. And Siraj, great seeing you as always, man.
You, my boy. I love you. Peace.
Take care.